Both chambers of Congress are in recess this week after a dramatic standoff brought last week's legislative business to an early end. The House has just 8 days left to pass key legislation before the August recess. Republicans reportedly feeling defeated. Leadership concerns some members may lose motivation to even show up in Washington. The Wall Street Journal says this, quote, a growing number of GOP lawmakers have little incentive to come to work or toe the party line, putting critical legislation in danger as Republicans lurch towards the midterms. Joining me now, Ohio Congressman Michael Rulli. Congressman, what are you hearing from your colleagues about this? Is there still any motivation to get the president's agenda moved forward before the midterms?
I think any member that was in Washington over the weekend, there's nothing but motivation. The president's speech was so uplifting and so promising. Our best days are yet to come. I think we're going to do it. I mean, last week was embarrassing with rules going down. That was a little bit disappointing. But I think this after this week we have in district, we should be okay next week.
You think you're going to be okay? But what do you mean okay? Like, what can you get through? What business can be done next week? Because you've only got a few days.
But we have to get rules passed on Monday. So, we're going to look to Dr. Fox, the chairman of rules, to push that through to make sure that we have the right agenda. My good friend Anna Luna down in Florida, we're trying to get that SAVE Act in there, which is so important. But, you're going to be tied into the Senate right there. And that's the real glitch, Cheryl.
Well, I mean, I had Senators Johnson yesterday, Senator Marshall, and I asked him about Save America because this is all about Save America, what you're talking about. Both of them had said to me that they just want to get, Democrats on record as voting. But getting that through, even if it's a slimmed-down version, is likely going to be Reconciliation 3.0, if it even gets there.
Well, I think the resistance, the 10 or 15 members that were voting against rules because of the Save America Act, those conversations were going on all weekend. They'll be going on all this week directly with the president. So we're going to make sure those people get on board. Once rules pass, we'll be able to get everything through except Save America Act. But then you're talking about the filibuster. But Save America Act is probably number one because the existence of the country depends on that.
Well, House Speaker Johnson did say that the House is going to try to pass the Save America Act one more time, but it's going to be what I just mentioned, reconciliation. The House passed it 3 separate times, but again, as we're talking about now, it's still held up. Now, Wisconsin Senator Johnson joined me, Ron Johnson, on Sunday. Here's what he said about all of this.
I agree with President Trump. The Save America Act, making sure that only American citizens can vote, is crucial to saving our democracy. So from my standpoint, I think we need to focus on that and be realistic. The only way that passes is by ending the filibuster. The process to end the filibuster is start with a vote to change the rule, get Democrats and Republicans on record voting. Now, a lot of Republicans don't want to be on record. They realize their constituents want them to end it. They again, want to maintain the filibuster. And I understand it's a legitimate reason to have the filibuster when Democrats have control, but you have to be realistic. When Democrats get control, they will end it. So we ought to do it first. So start with a rule change and then move toward just nuking it with 50 votes. That's what I think we ought to do.
Congressman, if this doesn't work, the Senate can't pass it. Should Leader Thune nuke the filibuster?
I believe he should, and I think the senator is spot on. Your normal Democrats, your Gillibrands, they're gone. There is no firewall anymore. I mean, how many Fettermans do we have? 1 or 2? I think the Democrats, they're going to take a playbook right out of Harry Reid. And if anyone thinks this act shouldn't pass, I have a townhouse in Barracks Row. I had 8 ballots with different names on them sent to my house. We could have actually voted 8 different times and been illegal about it. And there's no protections. The way the election systems are in this country, it'll destroy the republic. We have to pass it. I think you have to blow up the filibuster. Harry Reid showed the path for the Democrats. They're not going to stop. They will do it.
Yeah, no, and that is the conversation. That's the president's point. Now, speaking of the president, he gave an impassioned speech on Saturday night celebrating 250 years of American independence. He did denounce the rise of socialist ideas in our nation. He emphasized the communist system has never worked. New York Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis joined me yesterday with how Republicans can get around this messaging ahead of the midterms. Watch. If the message is affordability, what about the big, beautiful bill, the big, beautiful act? I mean, all of those amazing economic windfalls that Americans have gotten, in the fall when they got their tax returns. Is that part of the conversation, Congresswoman?
Yeah, look, socialism makes everything less affordable. That is why New York City, New York State have massive budgets. New York City's budget alone is more than the state of Florida's, the entire state of Florida. And that is why it is cheaper to live down there. They are driving up everything from energy costs to property taxes. Remember, property taxes, that gets passed on to you if you are a renter. And tolls, let's not forget about that. That's big in my district. All things that the Democrats are doing to squeeze more money in the name of socialism. We need to fight back. The no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, refunding seniors the taxes they paid on Social Security. All of that is helping to keep money in people's pockets. That's what the Republican Party stands for. The Democrats voted for a $5 trillion increase. They don't want to give those types of tax cuts and allow you to spend the money. They think they know how to spend the money much better. And that's the message that we need to get out there and spread to the American people.
Congressman, why aren't we hearing more of that from you and your colleagues?
We need to hear much more of that. We do such a bad job with narrative. Here in Ohio, we have eggs under $1. We have, the bread's at $1.88. We even have washers and dryers for sale for $699, $599. Prices have dropped a little bit. Now we see oils in the $70 range a barrel. There is promise. Our narrative is horrible. And she is right. We see that the Republican states with tax breaks, we're actually helping the middle class. We are the party of the middle class. I'm looking forward to the Civil War in the Democratic Party. It reminds us of when we had the Tea Party movement in 2010. You see that the Democrats, hopefully the normal Democrats, are going to rise up. I'm looking for certain Democrats in the House of Representatives to come against this new communist movement. Perhaps in November, the communist movement will destroy the Democratic Party and will hold the House.
Congressman Michael Rulli, it's always great to have you on the program. Thank you for being here.
God bless you, Cheryl.
All right, you too, sir. We'll be right back, everybody.